What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ryan here. And today we are going to go into how to make an infographic in less than 3 minutes. Now, the tutorial is going to take longer, but once you have this down, you can feed data into your coding agent, into Claude Code, and then you can get an infographic that you can publish to your website in less than 5 minutes, completely styled, branded with exactly what you want. So come on, let's check it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to set our output style. And I have a chart UI. And shout out to indie dev Dan, who really started to open the door on Gen UI. And this is one application. So now we're going to prompt Claude, create me a infographic with line charts or line graphs, bar charts, pie charts, and circle charts, and populate it with mock data. And then let's open the HTML file so we can view it together. And what we're pretty much going to do is we are going to take indie dev Dan's design review agent and we're going to iterate on this and wait till we get to a point where we really like the UI. And what I'd recommend is for each kind of style guide that you want, you should have a different output style. This way you can have a series of branded styles that really fit a use case. Maybe you want something a little bit more targeted. And right now, what we're working on is an output style that is going to work to create an infographic. And honestly, I do this every Friday. So every Friday, I take AI news, I run it through deep research, and then I make an infographic and I put it on my website. And here we go. We have our chart, our infographic, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but it still has that AI feel to it. What I'm going to do next, so I want you to call these two sub agents and let's improve on the style and make this a little bit more modern. I want it to be dark themed and I want some more dynamic animations and user interaction. Okay. Yeah, now Claude is starting to code and create something new. And then once that's done, it's going to execute another temp file. Okay. And now here we have something that looks a little bit less like AI, right? This looks closer to how someone might design. It's not looking like it's not having the purple gradients and it's more interactive, right? So now this is going to be something that you're actually going to go ahead and see me use. I tell you every Friday, what I end up doing is I compile the best news. I do deep research on the news articles that I want represented for the last week. And then I throw it into Claude. And after that, I take the code and then I pull it and I try to publish and I publish it on my website, clean it up, make sure it works. And this is just one way that you can use these AI coding tools for something that you might not really think as a coding function, right? Like making infographics is more of a graphic design thing than a coding thing. But with HTML, you can do these things. And shout out, like I said before, Indie Dan talking about this Gen UI wave. This is where we're at. And this is one application where you can just create a dynamic way for people to interact with a large set of data in a visual way. You don't really have to use a lot of words when you can just generate UIs like this very easily. And here we have another iteration, right? Like it just came up with another iteration, this time using more. Oh, I like this. Okay, little things where we need to adjust the sizing of everything. But now we've implemented the Material 3 expressive toolkit. And this is when you go from vibe coding to agentic coding, when you know what your tools do, when you know which tools you want to bring together. I love the Material 3 UI. I think it is one of the best. Oh, that is awesome. It even has yes. Okay, that one's not working. Great. Yeah, the Material 3 UI has a lot of these like aspects, these interactive aspects that they're not going to feel like AI. And when you know how to deploy them, when you know how to use them in conjunction, when you have specialized agents, when you have your specialized knowledge set and you bring those together, what you're doing is you're going from someone who can write some code to somebody that can make something really transformative. All right, guys. Now, I hope that this is something that you can take and you can put your data and create something really dynamic for people to interact with it in a way that just feels dynamic and feels new and feels fresh. Until next time, this is Ryan Duffy signing off. Peace.